I've been thinking on all that you learned below. If you've got your breath, we ought to discuss our next steps. Our enemies spread like rub rot. Treat one patch, and two more bloom in its place. An elder brain, bound by lost Netherese magic, with servants of the Dead Three holding the chain. Reminds me of old times.
You've tangled with the Dead Three before?
Extensively. Mind flayers, too. But I never dreamed of seeing gods and Illithids working in consort. It is most disturbing. But take courage. We have killed a man who could not die, and stripped the Absolute's army of its general. You have a nether stone, and you're on the scent of two more. These Chosen have reason to fear you, and I would like to be at your side when you confront them.
Another druid, huh? Well, I'll be glad to have you by my side.
Glad to be there. Falling foul of Ketheric convinced me that my grand adventures were behind me. That even if I survived, I should hang up my blades. But you convinced me otherwise. We ventured into darkness together. Now we've come out the other side. I'd say I'm feeling a little refreshed. When we reach Baldur's Gate, there will be even darker paths to tread. I will follow you wherever they lead.
Well, this particular path will lead us to camp, so I'll see you there.
How does it compare to a shadow-cursed inn? With the Absolute's army gone, the Risen Road should be clear. We can follow it all the way to Baldur's Gate. There's a Harper's safe house in Worm's Crossing. Denthalen's Dancing Axe. We'd do well to check in with them before entering the city proper. Beyond that, our course is yours to set. Find me at your camp, huh? I can remember how to take orders, as well as give them.
I wouldn't have lasted long.
You all right over there?
I will never tire of sitting on dead men's thrones.
Well, Ketheric was a dead man long before we arrived. A servant of Merkel, Lord of Bones.
Indeed. And now we know that he was not acting alone. During my time in the cult, I came to know one of his co-conspirators all too well. Baal's bloodletter. Orin. To think, I thought her to be speaking for the Absolute. I worshipped that woman.
An old flame?
Jealous? You needn't be. When Orin is in my hands, her agony will nourish me. She is the Iblis who indoctrinated me with the Absolute's lies.
Jealous? Right. So what do you remember of your indoctrination?
When I first visited Moonrise, I stood before the Absolute in awe. It was more of an idea than an entity. Pure love. Total power. Orin was by my side. She told me that God had chosen me to be a true soul. Blessed and adored. Now I know that those memories are lies. There was no God. Orin held me down in a cocoon of flesh, while a mind flayer forced a parasite into my brain. And she laughed at my fear. I will find her. I will murder her. and I will smile.
Well, that almost gave me the chills. And is vengeance the limit of your ambitions?
There is no limit to my ambitions. I will enjoy killing Orin, but unlike her, I do not kill for pleasure alone. I kill to gain advantage, and we have the chance to seize the greatest advantage of all. Surely you see it. In killing Ketheric, we fractured the cult's leadership. When we break the other Chosen and claim their netherstones, we can take control.
Well, that's a bold gamble. How can you be sure it's possible?
I would have thought this entire conspiracy of gods and monsters to be impossible if I had not seen it for myself. We may fail, but we must try. The power of the enslaved Elder Brain could reshape the world. We could reshape the world.
Yeah, that's the thing. The future you propose is shaped by violence. I'd prefer to find another way.
There is violence in your future regardless. With me, you can at least be sure the violence will lead to glory. You are not stupid. When we reach Baldur's Gate and face the other Chosen, you will see that my way is the right one.
Or maybe I'll change your mind.
The Elder Brain is the only thing that has ever managed to change my mind. You're welcome to try. We are bound, then, to travel together, even if we do not yet agree on our ultimate purpose. There is yet one thing about you that troubles me, though. Something I need you to explain. You chose to incapacitate me rather than killing me when you eradicated my minions. Why?
Honestly, I don't even remember you being there. I was in my wolf skin, and I remember being very angry, but I suppose you were simply too stubborn to die.
You described me well, but you deceived nonetheless. You chose to spare me. I am sure of it. Sparing an enemy's life is a great risk. Even though I owe my life to the part of you that showed me mercy, it concerns me. If Ketheric had ordered me to slay you to prove my worth, I would have. Or died trying. I should not lose myself in these thoughts of what might have been. I live, and I am grateful. I do have one more question, though, before we continue. Why come to Moonrise, where the cult's power is strongest? Why not walk away?
Well, a few reasons, but coming here was my best chance to learn more about the tadpole. Possibly even cure it.
A wise ploy, and it was successful to an extent. We did not find a cure, but we found our purpose. I am satisfied. Now, I am ready to leave this damned place whenever you give the word. The city awaits. I, for one, will miss the Shadow Curse. For all the pain it caused us, it did at least obscure the incessant sun.
Silver lining, I suppose. So, when did you first encounter the cult of the Absolute?
A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden.
They were fools to encroach on Lolth's territory.
I thought so too. This world is full of fools, after all. But in this instance, I was mistaken. Our visitors were not fools. They were bait. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution.
You followed their path back to Moonrise?
Yes. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers.
You waged war against Moonrise?
No. I was prepared for combat, but I intended to strike subtly. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery.
Pride can be a great weakness.
I recognize my flaws. Pride is certainly among them. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
That must have been terrifying.
Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed, some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself.
Nobody deserves what you went through.
I deserved it. I was passive, weak, proud. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities, mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.
I think I understand now why you were so glad Ketheric is dead.
I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader.
Oh, you respected him?
Of course. He ruled Moonrise for centuries. That in itself deserves respect. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize.
I just keep wondering. Do you think he could have been redeemed?
A meaningless question. If he had killed us and conquered the Sword Coast, I would envy him. As it is, he lost, and I pity him. But I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust.
You are quite the complex person. You know that?
Pawn off some of the stuff we find here. We could use the corn.
Thaniel rests well. He's healing very rapidly, now that Oliver has returned to him.
What happened to Oliver, exactly? Did Thaniel absorb him?
No more than my right hand can absorb my left. Oliver is helping Thaniel to recover. They both lie dormant, like trees awaiting spring. Once the curse is lifted, they can stand as one or as a pair. Whatever they wish, I hope they will remain as a pair. It will be good for them both to have a friend, once I'm gone. Still, I would like to return here someday. See Thaniel and Oliver again. In my meditations, or perhaps in person, if the Oak Father wills it. I hope he does.
And what now? You got what you wanted, after all.
I have. But perhaps there is more that I want. Anyway, once the curse is lifted, nature can take its course without me. I belong at your side.
And this, more that you want. What is it?
Not what, who. But all in due course.
Subtle.
Helen! Isabel! My love! You were dead. I saw your body.
I'm here. And so are you. And my father, he can't hurt us any longer.
I dreamt every night that you'd come back to me. That somehow it was all a nightmare Dawn would undo.
I had no dreams at all. Nothing but darkness. And when I woke, my father said you were dead.
His soul was poisoned by the god of death. His sick devotion ruined him. But for all his sins, he brought you back to me. Are you all right?
I will be. And you?
In this moment, I want for nothing.
There you are. This is Aelin. Aelin, this is...
Oh, but we have met. This is the soldier that freed me most valiantly from the Shadowfell. They watched my boot crush the very brain of villainy, and fought well against your changed father.
May he rest in peace at last, now that he's dead. I have more to thank you for than I knew. And we have much to discuss. Perhaps we could join you in your camp later?
So it's true. You really are Ketheric Thorm's daughter.
I am. And I'm glad he's dead. But this is precisely what I want to speak to you about later. It'll keep. I promise.
Seems that we have a lot to speak about. I'll see you at camp.
Very good. We look forward to it.
Now, you will leave us. We must take succor in one another's bodies and words.
Aelin! We'll see you later.
Begone! I must admire Isabel's fulsome beauty away from prying eyes.
Sorry.
No need. I get it.
The shadows are losing their grip on these lands. Shah can indeed be thwarted. Comforting to know.
We leave the heart of the Absolute alive. Thanks to you. You did well to defeat Ketheric. But Ketheric was only the first to fall. There are many more battles ahead, and they will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
I don't need allies. I have you.
I may be the one who protects you, but it is you who must champion the cause. You have the makings of a leader. Your actions have already inspired those around you. Jaheira's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her Harper's too. Halsin's strength and loyalty will bolster you in times of need. But if we are to succeed, we will need others.
As you wish. I will seek more allies in the city.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours. Seek on its streets those whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute, the Chosen, all.
The road to Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past, being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shah's...
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed. Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
I'm sorry, I have so many questions. Does this mean you're a Selûnite?
I don't know.
Your parents both followed the Moon Maiden. I could sense their faith, even in a brief glimpse of the past.
It is a tragedy that the Moon Maiden's right was perverted by Shah. Your future was stolen from you.
We might have known each other. Your father... Nope, this is not about me. Of course I will help.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed.
The Spear of Night? I thought that was cast into the Shadowfell.
I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shah's umbral domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last. There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
I should really be checking on Shadowheart.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory.
Or not?
Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me! Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. My mate, most high. Darling Isabel is safe and well. Safe and well, and returned to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
Thank you, Dame Aylin. But where's the silver light? The moon magic?
Listen to the subtle vibrations of the Moon Maiden thumping within your heart chambers, friend. She works her magic there. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it.
Me too. Though there's still a great deal about you I don't know.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Well, first, and I mean no disrespect, but are you really Selûne's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
Of course. Well, your mother has been offering her guidance, but do you think she'd be willing to aid us in the fight against the Dead Three more directly?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
Right, of course. I really should be going. Paladins.
Good. I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice.
Oh. Well, yeah, sorry I was delayed, but I figured you'd want to talk about everything we learned.
Of course.
I suppose my first question should be, how are you?
Relieved, terrified, sick to my stomach. I can't keep my feelings straight ever since I spared Nightsong, defied Shah. I don't know what comes next. But at least I have you by my side.
And don't you forget it. Though, maybe I'll give you a little space to sort out those feelings. But I won't be far.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design.
Taken from the light to be raised in darkness, the truth is finally dawning. Shadowheart can follow its light, or she can retreat back into dusk.
Maybe not dawn, but I get your meaning.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she desires.
Vengeance?
So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city.
Screw it.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Well, I've decided space is overrated.
Of course.
May I have a kiss?
I thought you'd never ask.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
Whatever it is, you enjoy yourself.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me.
Well, the Moon Maiden is still there to guide you, no matter how long you've been lost.
That may be so, but this is something I need to do myself. You'll have to forgive me if I'm a little wary of goddesses just now. We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
Mysterious. Do whatever you need to.
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
No better place to be.